Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be installing a catch can on a C5 Z06. This is the catch can that we are working with today. It's a nicely constructed unit. It has a baffle in it. You can see that it's baffled. You can also see that it has a dipstick for checking oil level right here. Okay, so we'll put this aside. The first thing that we're going to want to do is pull off our PCV line. It comes off like this. And we're going to want to separate off this top piece here. And I can just pull this off. So now I got this by itself. Next step is to go into my kit and find this guy, adapter piece. This piece will go into here and onto one of our supplied hoses in the kit. There are two hoses in the kit. We're going to grab the shorter hose here and we're going to connect it to this piece. Put the adapter into the PCV valve. We take our short hose, put it into the other side of the adapter. And then we put two hose clamps on here. So I have the hose clamps on the PCV. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to take my oil catch can and I'm going to put in the two adapters and I'm going to use Teflon tape on them so that I don't have any air leaks. So I take my parts bag here and I pull out the adapter. So I put Teflon tape on the threads to seal this. And then I go ahead and install it into the catch can. Okay, so I tighten that up, and then I repeat it for the other side. Alright, so our two pieces are Teflon sealed in and tightened. These are our two hose connections. And now we're going to remove the bracket on the back here and install the mounting bracket to the LS6. So I have an Allen wrench here. I'm going to undo these. Alright, so this is my mounting bracket. This is going to mount to the cylinder head in LS6, and we have to attach this to it with these supplied bolts in the kit. So let's undo this, take it out of the package. Alright, so the way that this is going to sit in the engine bay, it's going to be tilted on the cylinder head, and we're going to mount this bracket on just like that. Because I don't want this coming off, so I put a little bit of Loctite on it, and then I grab my nut, and I screw it on. Alright, so our bracket looks like this assembled. We're going to take our bolts that are supplied in the kit and the lock washer and screw this into the head. There's two bolts. Alright, now you can't really see from that angle because the hood is in the way of my camera, but the bracket is right down in here and you're going to need a 17mm wrench to tighten these bolts up. But before you tighten the bolts up, you want to make sure that your catch can clears in the position that it's in. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this up. And then I'm going to install my catch can. Alright, so unmounting the camera here, you can see my two 17mm bolts screwed into the cylinder head down there. And you can see where my catch can is going to mount right here. You can also see the two hoses. The PCV is going to go up into there. And our inlet hose is going to go into that lower hose down there. Alright, so let's go ahead and bolt our catch can onto our mount. Alright, so we've secured the catch can onto the mount there, and now we're going to have to hook up our hoses. The shorter hose with the PCV on it that we've already connected here is going to go on this side over to there, and then we'll also connect this hose down into the lower connection down there. And we're going to want to put hose clamps on the hoses. So I'll go ahead and install those and then show you what it looks like. Alright, so the catch can is installed right there. You can see we have two hoses coming off it. This inlet hose is going down to the lower connection here. The PCV remains on top and then comes into the outlet port on the catch can. And you can see that I have tightened these down with hose clamps. And as far as routing the hoses, I routed them down passed through there, and there's plenty of hose included in this kit. I didn't need to cut it. It was perfectly sized, and so this is a really convenient kit. It came with all the pieces I needed, and it's not a super expensive catch can, so I really like it. So now that it's installed, we're going to want to test start it to make sure we don't have any leaks. If we have any leaks in any of these hoses or any of the connections, the car might have a rough idle. Alright, the idle is nice and smooth, so there are probably no air intake leaks. We have to drive it around, and if there are any issues with idle or anything, we'll know that it's probably from our install and we should check out our connections. But that is all I have for you. Thank you for watching. Make sure that you enjoy your car.